that conversation of you had a story to tell. What was the deciding factor of, you know what, fuck this, it has to be told, this is for the greater good, knowing full well that you are putting your career on the line?
Yeah, that was actually really daunting. And it still is daunting because I don't know what happens behind closed doors and what decisions are made because people, you know, um, are still have more power than me and can control my career. But for me, I guess I was motivated by the fact that I wish someone was there for me when I had less of a voice, less power. Um, even a couple of years ago, there's no way I would have done what I did back then. And so I want to be that voice for those who can't. Um, and it's not my responsibility at all, but I'm just driven by justice, and it's the justice I never received. So I rolled over for a really long time, and now I'm just like, you know what? I'm done playing dead. I'm done, fleeing. I'm done like freezing on the spot. I I deserve this, and I deserve to be able to tell my truth. And people who are going through the abuse and survive some terrible toxic things in the music industry also deserve the same thing. So I guess I just was like, it's more than my career to me. Um I feel like I've been really blessed since I was since I was really young with resilience, and I just knew that regardless of whatever happened, I will persevere on through, um, and do what's right by me and have no regrets. So I wasn't going to keep quiet. But in saying that, it wasn't easy. I still am struggling to articulate it now. It was one of the most difficult things I had to do because it was so public, and there was so much risk, and we are suffocated by our defamation laws that everything I did, I had to do with so much consideration and strategy. We think about what I've done in the last 2 years for the Australian music industry's Me Too movement. And the truth is, I haven't really been able to tell my truth yet. What do you know? What details have actually been said? And that's because I'm gagged by the laws, and I'm gagged by this industry that's cowering away from talking about it honestly and wanting to make real proactive change. And I'm frustrated by that, and I'm angry by that. And I know that I'm not alone. And in doing this process, I've been able to gain so much more power because there are so many other voices alongside me. I might not be the Kylie Minogue with the fame, with the power, with the platform. No way, nowhere near it. I might not be like the veteran industry member with all the connections in the world, but what I do have is support from the people at the bottom who have been through what I've been through, and that's made me be able to do what I've been able to do to create, I don't know, to fan some sort of momentum so that we have to look at things a little bit closer
Was
and
there
make some
any
change.
was there anyone when you, I imagine you have like an inner circle, and you said, I'm gonna come forward with this. Was there anyone who was like, was everyone very much like, fuck yeah, let's do it, or were they kind of like, we'll cheer you on from over there?
Hmm.
Like, did you did,
Yeah.
did you think this is going to be, if I'm doing this, I've got to do this, I've got to do this alone? Sorry.
I I didn't really have that kind of, I guess, I didn't really have a team around me. At that point, I was still self-managed, and I was still looking after everything myself. It's not like I have a legal counsel around me, but I just knew that it wasn't okay. And I got told that I was the only artist that's willing to speak after approaching so many others. And I just was worried that if I didn't speak, this would just be swept underneath the rug and kept silent for, I don't know, who knows, another decade. Like, we don't know. People have tried to do things uh, for many years, and I just thought, this is my opportunity and I don't want to have any regrets. Um, I want to show people that you can achieve what you want to achieve despite, you know, disadvantages and really hard circumstances. Yeah, I think that's what I was driven by. Or maybe there was a little bit of like, I'm not going to ask anyone because it's easier with horse blinkers on to
Mm.
charge on through. But what I will say is I have a wonderful band, and that band has supported me so much. And they're three boys. And you know, after that project interview came out, I was a mess. There was no support around me, and I was just at this really low point of what have I done?
Do you mean from
Um,
friends or from industry people?
from industry
Right.
people. Um, and it was my band that, you know, picked me up, packed my gear, drove me to the gig, set up my staff, like helped me do sound check, and was like, you can do this. Fuck makeup, fuck hair, fuck costumes today. Just, you know, turn up for this gig. And I did that show. I was on tour with San Cisco, and it reignited my passion of why I entered the music industry in the first place. And that connect had been lost because of COVID, but also because I'd been advocating so much that you almost forget why you entered the music industry in the first place, because I wasn't doing anything music related for so long. I was just trying to write the music industry. And doing that gig, it was like, I don't know, I was able to um, release so much of that pain, that anxiety, that grief, and concern over my career, and just go, this was the right thing to do. And I'm going to continue trying to chip away at it.
When you talk about the people in the industry that kind of steered away from you after that, I mean, I'm sure you can't speak for them, but was it a reluctance to work with you because, oh, okay, this artist is now problematic, like she's now going to make a point to fuck with things, and that was a fear of that, or was it because the people that were steering away from you, what people you were fucking talking about?
Yeah, it'd probably be both.
Yeah.
And also the third component would be fear as well. I think people are scared. So they want to see what happens. They don't want to be, you know, almost like, I don't, you know, that curve for technology, like early adopters and whatnot.
Yeah.
That's my reference I'm going to use. They didn't want to be the early adopters. They were going to wait to join the movement when the bell curve is more mainstream. And how do you know, encourage people to be early adopters? I don't blame them, because this industry is so toxic, so layered, and so complicated that who would have the courage to put their career and their necks on the line? Yeah, saying that, I'm just like, what was I thinking?
I was waiting for a pause, and I was going to go, you did. Like that's who.